Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Oz World Cup 2023 round of 30.
Players that we've seen year and year again, right? Wolfie, right? Saint. We can definitely Cambros as well. I think did pretty well last year. A couple of new people as well, but we can definitely expect to see that core four playing a lot more.
And Mexico doing fairly strong on Hard Rock, especially in qualifiers, all things considered. Philippines, obviously, pretty well-rounded, kind of underperforming on the No Mod 2 in qualifiers, but I feel like that's kind of more of an outlier than anything, as this team is more than comfortable on stream maps with players like Henry, Zone Luis, and all that.
Otherwise known as Hyok and Hyok.
Yeah, Hyok and Hyok. You're going to be hearing that a lot this entirety of the... Oh my god.
As you can kind of expect, though, with the seed disparity like this, you did say it's seed 5. That's a pretty tough opponent, no matter what who you're up against, right? If someone is able to seed number 5 in the qualifiers, you're gonna have a really hard time, and the scores in the qualifiers definitely show that as well. If you just compare their qualifier scores, it is entirely in the Philippines' favor. I think the closest map will be DT1, which was only a 250k difference, but that's still quite significant. So a very, very tall order for Mexico here to be able to win this match as a first opponent. But I mean, in round of 32, it's kind of to be as expected. I'm pretty interested to see the Philippines because we've been hyping them up for such a long time now, a couple of years where they get better and better and better, and now it seems like the roster's been kind of like fully realized. Like the fact that they're able to seed at number 5, and we've seen a lot of them really pop off in community tournaments this year. So I'm pretty excited to see, maybe not the round of 32 pool, maybe it doesn't really allow them to shine that much because it's pretty easy, but later on, I think they'll be a strong contender.
Yeah, a lot of Philippines players having issues with military service and whatnot, much like kind of South Korea's rosters over the time have been kind of affected by that. This time around, no issues with them whatsoever. They're pulling all the strings and getting everyone together, and they are ready to prove themselves on the big stage and get one of their highest placements yet this year in 2023. Band phases are already done. Hidden 1 band for Mexico, not too surprising. That's the hardest map in the pool by far. It's the low AR hidden map. Philippines banning out DT2. Kind of interesting, all things considered. Hard Rock 2 and DT1, I think, were a bit closer in their qualifier scores, but just probably not wanting to deal with speed now, which is fair enough, I suppose. Getting into now the first pick for the Philippines.
I think in situations like this, when you're the higher seeded team, you're probably familiar with this as well, right? As a player for the
more
USA.
than familiar, yes.
I think it's not too uncommon to just try to ban the consistency maps, like the ones that are easier to FC in the long run, just because it might prevent you having a little bit of an oops moment, right? If like one person gets a miss and the other team happens to have a 4-way. DT2, in my opinion, is definitely one of those maps. So we are going to open with Hidden 2, Koala by Will Stetson. In case you missed it, there was a little bit of an oopsie within the communication with a lot of people involved with pooling and featured artist stuff. I guess this would more be commonly known as a Hidden 1 to most people that are watching, right? It's a map by Lucid. You're going to have your awkward aim. Very simple. This is also a map that we've seen pretty high scores on, at least very high accuracies. There's not much complexity in this. It's just nice little chill aim. It's relaxing.
Yeah, awkward aim abounds. Not really anything else to speak of. There's no streams in the map whatsoever. A couple triples here and there, but other than that, it's all about your awkward aim and whether or not you can play it with hidden. And oh my god, this chat is going to be impossible to follow. I just realized that right now. Oh my god. Oh no. It's starting to really hit me how doomed this is.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh my god, this is so doomed. Anyway,
It took us like 2 years to get used to China and their lulls, and now this is just like another level. Like I don't know if anyone is willing to get used to this.
In any case, we go. It's Nathan, Ram, Henry, Hyok, and I believe that is...
Yeah, we gotta consult the sheet.
I have to look this up.
I think that is Imposter.
You are correct, it is Imposter. So going to be the 4-man roster. We are just going to refer to them as Hyok from now on. So if any of them miss, good luck trying to figure out which one of them missed. they brought it on themselves.
It's just always going to be Hyok. Oh wait, the real Hyok with the first miss here.
Yeah, that makes things easier. That's going to be a slight combo advantage now for Mexico in the early stages of the map. Plenty of time remaining with 3 minutes to go, and we're not even at the hard parts of it yet. There
the leader
goes
is down.
There goes another one. There goes another Hyok. So 2 FCs now to just 1. Make that, or not 1, make that 3 on the side of Mexico.
We do see 2 breaks though, Saros and Wolfie trading their breaks, so score is going to equalize a little bit here while Hyok and Hyok keep it going for the Philippines.
This is going to be so bad. Alpha dropping another FC on the side of Mexico. Just Saint now holding on to the FC against Hyok and Hyok. As we get into the first third of the map done. There goes another FC on the side of the Philippines, so it's still 1-1 now. And, okay, as I say that, there goes Henry, or better known as Hyok, and Saint now, the only combo remaining, and it's going to be a slight lead for Mexico now as we get into this next part.
This is pretty surprising considering Saint did not really play any of the hidden picks in the qualifier pool. He played 1 and got like 200k. So this is a pretty cool score to see from Saint. It seems like it's not quite yet enough to get the lead, but we do see another miss from Hyok. He did have a pretty big combo building up, so I think Mexico slowly might be able to take this one back. Saros and Wolfie still struggling a little bit, but very slowly but surely it's going back in their favor. Philippines here. Oh, okay. Wait, no, a couple more misses. It's just Saint alone.
Yeah, it is only Saint with the combo. We're going to need to see some linear misses here, and none of the Philippines players drop on that. So even with this SS coming from Saint, there is another drop from the Philippines, but it's going to need a bit more than that since none of Mexico can hold combo outside of Saint right now.
Yeah, at this point, I think even if he keeps going, it doesn't seem like anyone else is really able to hold a combo on his team. So, looked like a bit of a shaky first pick for Philippines here, getting a little bit of those nerve misses, but it seems like they're still okay for the time being.
We'll see what happens as we get into the ending. Oh, well, okay.
Oh.
There goes that, I guess.
You hate to see
that
it.
That is one way to miss on an FC, I suppose. But just like that, Mexico's chances of winning this pick are now entirely gone as we get into a 200 score lead, or 200k score lead, and climbing for the Philippines. Pretty solid first pick from them, all things considered.
Yeah, 0 FCs on this first map here. Not exactly what you'd expect, but still, you know, at the end of the day, still a almost 400k point lead for the Philippines. Not too bad of a first pick, but yeah, a little bit shaky.
There's a lot of unlucky misses.
Yeah, Hyok with a couple of 1 miss plays here, and Hyok is again with 2 misses right at the beginning and at the end.
Shout out to Hyok with the 99% accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very good stuff from them. And first pick for Mexico, kind of what we expected, just based on how they did on qualifiers. DT1 is going to be immediate first pick here.
The obligatory satellite Senya DT1. Who doesn't love exactly this?
It's been shifted around a couple times in different tournament slots. Granted, sometimes it's in DT2 or DT3, but yeah, this is about as staple as you can get in tournament settings at the very least.
Yeah, this is one of those like unnamed traditions, you know, like unspoken traditions. You must have Senya Satellite in your tournament.
Fairly generic map, this one. 225 BPM bursts here and there, primarily focused on the aim component though at AR-10. Fairly straightforward. We've seen a couple of FCs, or 3-way FCs, I believe, in some matches on this already, so fairly straightforward. We'll see what Mexico and Philippines can pull off here.
Yeah, it looks like Mexico's going to bring in Dreams and Tonal Twister, which both have played this in their qualifier runs as well, with pretty solid accuracies. So I think it is the first time they're playing in OWC, both of them.
Zone Luis coming in on the side of the Philippines, better known as Hyok, number 7. That is a valid strategy. I think we could just refer to them as their ending numbers. That's probably a lot easier.
Yeah, this should also be one of the easier maps in the pool, just to keep your combo on. This is like the most popular skill set in the game, so it's very easy for teams to fill 4 players on this. On the flip side, though, it's just as easy for Philippines to kind of just cruise along. Henry did have a SS on DT1 in qualifiers, so we'll see if he would be able to do this again under the different name Hyok number 5. If anyone's keeping track, that's Henry.
Just off what we saw in the hidden one, though, things could get pretty tight here, especially if they find unlucky misses like they did on the hidden one. Right now, it's going to be a fairly solid start for them. 2 SSs out of the gate. Accuracy on the side of Mexico kind of lacking in comparison. It's not going to be the end of the world, though, because we just started. Fairly consistently difficult map on this one, so not too much to say. Just getting into the chorus, which has the harder parts of the map.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those where you'll expect a lot of people to just give very high combos here. 1 or 2 misses on either side can decide the whole map, really. Just a matter of when or if.
Yeah, so far, no misses from any player. Just the accuracy lead on the side of the Philippines, keeping it straightforward as we get into the first break, third of the way through the map here.
That is actually a pretty significant accuracy lead, though. 25k at the start here, just from accuracy, right? Very high 99s on everyone in the Philippines, and no one's really there to match on Mexico's side. Everyone, like all 4 players in the Philippines have higher AC than the 4 players in Mexico, so very clearly a comfortability difference here that is very noticeable right off the bat, even with no misses. But like we said, any single miss can change everything.
Get into the second chorus here. We'll see if anyone loses their nerve here. Seems fairly good for now as we get into the last patterns. Seems fine, and now we get into the guitar solo.
Oh!
That's the first miss. It's traded immediately after by Tonal Twister. That's the real Hyok dropping. So 2 FCs gone for both sides, and it's still an even battle now. It's just the accuracy lead from the Philippines, but any miss at this ending from either of these teams is just going to immediately shift that score lead over.
Yeah, that was just a perfectly even trade. He's missed on pretty much the same pattern on both sides, so story doesn't really change here. 70k AC lead in the favor of Philippines, and no other misses so far.
As we get closer and closer to the ending, it's looking less and less likely like anyone is going to miss, and I think with that last pattern, it's just about over, and unfortunately, despite this very good team score from Mexico, it's just not enough. 3 FCs on either team, 6-way FC across the lobby, 1 slider break from Hyok, and 1 miss from both Riot and Tonal Twister. Riot getting a miss at the very end, unfortunately.
Yeah, the triple Hyok combo there. Hard to beat, honestly. But even with that 4.1 million team score on the side of Mexico, still not enough. The Hyoks are just too strong.
So that's why they name changed. We finally figured that out. On to Philippines. Next pick. See what they decide to go for here. I'm not too sure if they would go for something like the DT3 or Nomad 2. Probably going to stay mostly in, I'd say, tech-oriented maps, so I wouldn't be surprised to see.
I was going to say that as well.
Yeah, Nomad 4.
I would be expecting Rolling Beat or something along those lines here.
Nomad 4, Hard Rock 2, arguably, maybe. Hard Rock 2 is not probably the best pick in this scenario, but it is a potential one. But nope, it's going to be Nomad 4.
We should just join the hive mind. We are so good at predicting what they're doing.
Wow, it's like we played the game before, Acer. We were professional players.
Well, yeah, I mean, looking at qualifiers for this it's not even close. It's really not even close. I think Philippines had one of the best scores in the tech pick in the qualifiers. I think Edry also just had a single 100 on that.
Yeah, number 5 overall team score in qualifiers, 600k higher than Mexico, so that kind of sets the stage for how this is probably going to go. Not the highest score gap, granted. Nomad 3 had about over 1 million in qualifiers, so still possible for Mexico to scavenge something up here, especially if there's some unlucky misses like we saw with Hidden 1. Nothing is guaranteed, especially in these early stages.
Yeah, on the flip side of that previous map where it's really easy to just keep your combo and it was always just going to be an act battle, I think this is the complete opposite. This map has so much snap aim patterns that are so easy to just accidentally miss aim, right? You're probably very familiar with this as you're going to be playing. You've already played, right?
Yeah, we already played, but I did practice this, so... there's a couple of cut streams here and there that can trip you up. A lot of spaced flow aim that you need to keep track of. Ending in particular kind of spikes in difficulty with a lot more intensive slider aim. I think the first half is mostly straightforward in that regard, but
somehow this completely slipped past me as well, but I'm pretty sure this map is a Filipino mapper collab.
Oh, so yeah, really it is. Opsu Philippines. This is, I think, a collab between Amateur and a couple of other Filipino mappers, so home field advantage, I suppose. We'll see if that works out for them. So all players except Hyuk get through the first flow aim section, no problem here. Here's the first tech-oriented slider aim.
Yeah, that miss at the very beginning so far going to give Mexico a small lead, but we are getting into one of the more snappier patterns here, so it's very easy to miss on any of them. We do see Wolfie trading, but Hyuk also missing, so Mexico at the halfway point here with a little bit of an advantage.
3 FCs going into this slower section. It's very important to keep the combo through this part, since it's not really anything super difficult in comparison to miss on here. As we build up to the next hard part. It's going to give Mexico a bit of a buffer as we get into the next hard part starting around here. See who misses on the next flow aim section. I think that's going to be very important as Riot's slider breaks there. Not a good start.
Wait, was it Wolfie? Wolfie was a Bancho miss, so that was a 4-way until that Riot miss, actually.
Never mind. That's not as bad then, and Hyuk anyway drops as well to counteract the Riot miss on that flow aim stream there, so still very much a Mexico lead here as we get into the harder part of the map. We'll see if any of the combos drop here, but I think this is pretty solid for Mexico, especially with another Hyuk dropping. Saint drops in response, but not really much to do. Not much map left, and that is a solid breakpoint from Mexico, all things considered.
Okay.
300k points.
All right, Mexico just putting their guns on the table here. What was that? What did they just pull that out of? To beat Philippines on the Filipino map with 3 FCs and Riot. I mean, Riot was essentially just an FC as well, right? It just missed on the slow part.
The Saint, I think, as well, is also basically an FC, just missing.
Yeah.
And very solid scores from everyone there, honestly.
I'm pretty surprised about that one, considering I think this was the biggest score gap between both of these teams in qualifiers. So, I mean, if you're Team Hyuk here, I think you've got to reconsider maybe what Mexico is capable of, or what even happened to them. There was only 1 FC on their side, I believe, from Hyuk number 5. So, might need a change of plan if you were looking at tech. Maybe, I guess we were wrong too. We both thought this map was going to be pretty good for them.
Yeah, I thought this would be fairly strong for them. Just unlucky misses from them all around, and that's all it takes in these early stages to shift score leads over. I think Nomad 3 probably is the Philippines' next best bet, and a 1.1 million score lead on them in qualifiers on that map in particular, so definitely think that's something worth considering. In the meanwhile, though, Mexico trying to look for a consolidated break point. 3 mod pools open, 1 double time, 2 hard rocks, and 3 no mods remain. Not too sure what they'd actually opt to go for here. I suppose maybe if you wanted to abuse your strength, I think Mexico has a bit of a hard rock strength, but it's going to be a flow aim strength instead.
Fremont 1, okay. Well, if you missed the showcase and you're familiar with the old slot pooling terms, this is essentially just a no mod 2 with mods. It's just a bog standard stream map, but you need a person on hidden, you need a person on hard rock. Mexico does have a few of those players that are pretty prominent on some of those mods, so I kind of like that for them, right? They do have probably Wolfie playing this hidden, and I would assume Riot would come in to play this with hard rock. Could be wrong though.
There's a couple of players in Mexico, I think, that could take hard rock on this reasonably well. But I imagine we're probably just going to be seeing the 1 hidden, 1 hard rock from both these teams. No overmods really to speak of on this. This is definitely a map where if you're comfortable on hard rock or hidden, you might as well take no mod if one of your other players is already doing the mod. Don't need to really risk overmodding in that case.
Looks like they aren't changing anyone here. None of those people are coming in. So who is going to be playing the hard rock for Mexico, I'm wondering?
I think Hyok is going to be playing hard rock and Hyok is going to be playing hidden, and wouldn't you know, I'm correct.
That is the safest bet of all time.
Alfra going to be on the hidden, and Saint SFT, which I was kind of expecting on the hard rock for Mexico. So Wolfie not on the hidden, but on the no mod instead. Probably wanting the more safe, more or less guaranteed FC, I think. Probably from Wolfie on no mod on this.
Yeah, I think on the mods on this, it's pretty easy to just catch random misses, but on no mod, this map is straight enough forward that I think it's pretty hard, honestly. I think you're more likely to like missing one of the stream patterns. But I mean, on hidden here, the flow aim aspect of this can be pretty tough to keep up with. You definitely need to specialize in that mod a little bit. The hard rock obviously is always going to add more aim, right? So it's always more likely to find some misses here. But so far at the beginning here, Philippines going to be finding themselves in a slight accuracy lead. Seems to be a consistent theme so far.
A miss from Saint SFT is traded out by Zone Luis on the no mod, so it's going to favor the Philippines in that regard. As we get into the first hard part here, let's see if anyone misses on this build up. Nope. Getting a slider break from Alfra, I believe, unless that was a Bancho miss. So that's going to be shifting things over quite considerably to the Philippines early on here. No trades coming out, especially near that end. So Philippines getting a bit of a buffer here.
Yeah, it's really worth noting that this map is also very lengthy. It's over 4 minutes long. So there's always a chance for these misses not to matter nearly as much. But considering everyone else has been holding pretty good since that beginning between Hyok and Saint, we do start to see the effect of that miss a little bit, but we're only about a third of the way in, right? So the lead is not insurmountable yet.
No one having any issues with those cut streams there. There's a couple people missing on the earlier ones, so yeah, it's just a miss from Alfra right now, making pretty much all this score lead difference. Can easily shift over in a second, though. No one missing on that flow aim pattern. I thought somebody would miss on the cut there, but I guess not.
It did look like Wolfie did.
Oh, Wolfie did, yeah.
Yeah, just sneakily in the corner there.
So that's going to be a pretty massive combo lead now for the Philippines, assuming they don't trade it in the second part here. Still possible, though, all things considered. Just need to... If you are Mexico right now, you need to pray that Hyok and Hyok at the very least miss right now. And it's not looking too likely as Wolfie drops yet another miss.
Again, though, if you look at all of their accuracy, everyone looks really comfortable on the side of Philippines for this, but for me, I feel like whenever it's the case for one of these maps, it's just in your comfort zone. It's always super easy to just slip up on just some random object, right? And that can cost you so much.
A 1x100 right now from Henry on the hidden mod. Worth noting as well, but pretty much everyone on their team FCing Zone Luis with the early miss, but it's not really going to matter the long term, as Wolfie drops once again on the long stream there, and I think this is going to be all but said and done. Philippines going to be going up 3-1, no consolidated break point from Mexico. This is a very good team score from the Philippines on this, very consistent.
Yeah, Hyok's kind of good.
Hyok is my favorite player on this team.
Even without Hyok on the field, though, they're still doing so well on this. I would really think they would put in Hyok for this. But they don't even need him.
This will get boring at some point, hopefully. Anyone missing on the ending? Nope. Okay, never mind. I literally spoke that one into existence. That's my bad, Zone Luis. But at the... Oh my god.
Oh, man.
We
don't talk about that one.
Nathan Ram with the slider break. I was about to say, at the very least, Zone Luis wasn't the FC he missed earlier on, but it's going to be 2 FCs and basically 4 FCs from the Philippines. Very solid team score from them on that map.
Yeah, this is, I think, a little bit more towards what you would be expecting from a match with these seeds, right? That was quite one-sided. There's kind of no sugarcoating it. I mean, Philippines pretty much with 4 FCs on that. It is a little bit of a mountain to climb. Saint and Cambaros did very well for their part, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, Alfred with one unfortunate, I believe, 1x slider break, and then Wolfie struggling a bit on a lot of the the heavier flow aim patterns. Just unfortunate on the side of Mexico, but still in this. They still have that 1 breakpoint lead. That gives them a bit of a buffer at the very least, but Philippines with their next pick here, looking to get to match point.
Yeah, so what's next now?
I was
After
thinking...
that last, that last pick didn't go so well. What's the plan?
I was thinking Nomad 3 still, just based on qualifier results, but I can potentially see either of the 2 free mods, honestly. I think Nomad 3 or either of the 2 free mods are probably the more likely picks here. Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1, maybe? I don't see them picking into Hard Rock 2 or the speed maps. We'll see what they decide to go. Okay, never mind. I am a liar and a fraud.
Okay. I mean, you were saying this map was quite similar as well to Nomad 4, right? It's got a few tech elements, not a lot, but well, I'm wondering if that's maybe another mistake here for them. Hopefully, they have a better run than they did on Nomad 4 for their sake.
It is worth noting Mexico did fairly strong on Hard Rock as a team, all things considered, in their qualifier results, so I'm kind of interested to see how this goes. Philippines still did better on this sort of precision-oriented map in qualifiers as well, but I think this is a bit more of a toss-up, and considering how Nomad 4 went. Granted, 2 different skill sets entirely. CS 6.5 does make a very noticeable difference with these sorts of maps, but something worth noting at the very least that Mexico is very capable of playing these types of maps, so we'll see what happens, I suppose.
All right.
Gonna be having Riot come in on the side of Mexico. The Hyoks staying the same. No new numbers to speak of in that regard.
I think there's a couple of Hyoks we haven't even seen come in yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen Milkteism, no, we saw Imposter for the hidden one. We haven't seen Milkteism, Xylaz, or Miggy, and I think Xylaz and Miggy are absent for this match, so just haven't seen Milkteism at the moment. Nothing really to speak of in this beginning section. A couple slider breaks here and there from C-Ross, but it's just going to be getting into more of the tech-oriented section starting around here, where we're going to be seeing a couple misses. No one missing on the stream, so here's the finger control.
Yeah, I think with a map of this nature, you're definitely expecting the overall accuracy to be a lot lower than some of the other maps we've been seeing. Holding a 99 on this is honestly quite challenging, especially during this section. I mean, the highest accuracy on board right now is just Hyok with a low 98. I think as the finger control kind of goes away, it's going to go back up here soon. But I mean, right off the gates here, Philippines looking a lot better off on this one with Saint and Cyros finding a miss on the side of Mexico.
2 FCs, 4, halfway through the map. No responses from the Filipino side for those misses as we get almost through this entire first hard part here. It's a little bit of a slow section to build up combo, and I think if everyone on the Filipino side holds throughout this next section, I think this is kind of doomed from the outset. Starting, I think, right about now, if they all held this. One miss, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, that score gap is... I feel like that score gap is way bigger than it really seems. Because Mexico still is holding 2 combos here. I mean, Saints recovered, but 600k deficit here at the end is a little bit of an impossibility at this point.
Yeah, with how short this map is, it's pretty much just a couple seconds left, so not anything to really be done about that. And with Riot missing as well, one of their high combos, the score lead is going to be probably just shy of 1 million. Very solid team performance once again from the Philippines on that. 3 FCs and just that 1 miss from Hyuk. Getting a 3.8 million.
Starting to think this team's kind of good.
No.
They've definitely showed up so far this match. I mean, it's only round of 32, but even we see a lot of the newly hyped, I guess, top contenders, I should say, still drop a lot of early points in round of 32, round of 16, and all that. But Philippines here, they did lose 1 map, but other than that, I mean, and they're here to play. I mean, several FCs on everything so far. We'll see if they can wrap it up with just 1 more pick here, but it is on Mexico's pick next, I believe.
I think probably the best situation for Mexico now is either pick into a speed map or an aim map. So, gonna be seeing Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1, DT3, or Nomad 2 likely here. Any of the remaining free mods in Nomad 3, I do not think is going to be a good pick for Mexico in this scenario. Philippines, despite losing Nomad 4, seem to recover their overall consistency and tech prowess nicely, and it's going to be Hard Rock 1, so sticking with the Hard Rock pool. This is a very old map.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure if
chance for people are familiar with this one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if this was a farm map back in the day. I think around probably 2014, 2015 it might have been, but
I don't remember it being. I don't think Cryo's maps were ever farm maps. They're always well beloved though.
There was a DT map from Cryo I remember distinctly that was a farm map, but I don't know. The style doesn't really fit farm, as you'll probably see. Couple of awkward jumps here and there. Focus on this is a bit more on the streams, I'd argue. That's just probably because I can't play them, but there's a lot of 190 BPM bursts and streams in this map, so you have to be on your toes for that. Being able to play the flow aim required for those, as well as the jumps. Could be seeing Dreams swap in here, Wolfie as well coming back in. Same roster for the Philippines.
Yeah, a bit of a tall mountain for them to climb here. They did manage to get 1 pick, so it's not impossible.
How the Philippines have been looking the past 2 maps, though, it's going to be an uphill battle, to say the very least.
So I'm a little bit curious as to Mexico's Hard Rock lineup on this, because if you look at some of their qualifier lineups on a few of them, it seems like they don't really have... What's really common with these lower seeded teams is they don't really have a fourth player for everything. And I think that seemed to kind of have been the case for some of these Hard Rock maps. So I'm not sure if that's going to be different for this one, but if that were to be the case, I think that it's a little bit of a questionable pick. We already see Wolfie with 92% AC at the very beginning, right? So I hope that can recover. It's not a massive lead so far, but I mean, right off the gate, just at the intro, 7k lead for the Philippines just off of accuracy alone.
I think that might have been an offset issue. He seems to be recovering nicely now. Just getting used to the rhythm of the map. Stuff like that happens, so it's not anything to worry too much about. Score lead is going to be a bit more of a pressing matter as Kimberos misses on the first jump section. But Hyok trades it, so Luis to trade immediately after, so it's going to equalize. As we get into a more aim-intensive section here. Dreams, the first one to miss, not responded to on any of the Filipino players. First hard jump section, no one having any issues there. Just get through the first chorus with Dreams. The only miss. Just going to give Philippines a considerable combo lead here.
Yeah, still looking very, very comfortable on the side of the Philippines here. Only one miss so far. Halfway in, it's looking a little bit grim for Team Mexico.
Luckily for Mexico, this is a very long map, so opportunities for all the Filipino players to miss. Still plenty. We'll see if that happens. Get into the next hard part here. It doesn't seem like anyone really wants to miss right now, unfortunately. Just everyone having the time of their lives playing a jump map with Hard Rock right about now. So unfortunately for Dreams, his misses are just not going to be traded at all. And that's going to be making all the difference right now.
We're just cruising to the end of the match here. Very slowly.
If all three of the FCs break, I see the vision, but it's very unlikely. As it gets closer,
it's looking a little bit more unlikely, dude.
As it gets closer and closer, the less likely it becomes. I think it's kind of doomed at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah, still a pretty good performance though for the Team Mexico here. I mean, just not really enough when you're up against seed number 5 here against the Philippines. There's still quite a good showing.
Yeah, like solid team scores from Mexico on a lot of these maps. DT1, Hard Rock 1 right now. Very good team scores, like 3 million plus, 4 million in the case of DT1. Those are very good. It's just unfortunately you're up against one of the higher seeded teams and they're three-way FCing it. So these misses that you're getting just count all that much more.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on the lowers bracket next week for Mexico, because it's still quite a good performance. Unfortunately, we've said this before, but Hyok is just too strong. The collective hive mind, Hyok and the Hyoks showing up victorious today with almost 4 mil on this last map here in a very dominant fashion.
Yeah, very strong performance from Mexico, all things considered, against seed number 5. Looking forward to see how they perform in the losers bracket. Not out quite yet. We'll be dropping to the losers, facing the loser of Romania and Singapore, which is going to be happening later today. Philippines facing the winner of that match in round of 16. That's going to about do it. Finally, we don't have to say Hyok anymore. At least until round of 16.
7 days of freedom.
Finally.
Hey, who are all these people?
Hey, who are these people? Get these guys out of here. Get the Hawks back. But yeah. Next match, I believe, is at 10 UTC. So in about 4 hours from now. It's going to be the next match. It's going to be Australia versus Taiwan.
Oh, that's a banger.
That's that is a fairly interesting one.
Australia. Wow.
Yeah, Italy and New Zealand as well, happening around the same time. We'll see if we can get both streams up for that. So stay tuned for both OSU Live and OSU Live _2 for that. See if we can get both of those matches, because those are both going to be very close.
Those are both insane matchups. Those are. I would just go on ahead and say those are probably the two best matchups of this weekend. At 10 UTC, that's a little bit unfortunate for the Western brothers, but
good night.
Hopefully you'll be there to catch it. If not, check the highlights, because this one's going to be real good, I can tell you that. But that's going to be it for now. We'll see you guys in 4 hours. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good one.
See you guys later.